Hello, I'm Miss Gonsalvo and I'm Head of Science here at Corfe Hills School. I'm going to talk to you a bit about what science is like at Corfe Hills and what your son or daughter can expect to be doing and how they can make progress in science during their time with us. Now, in Year 9, all students go straight into starting their GCSE science course. They will be following in Year 9 the AQA, that's our exam board, the AQA GCSE Combined Science Trilogy course, which is broken up into biology, chemistry and physics. They have 3 biology lessons, 2 chemistry and 2 physics. And during their time in Year 9, that's the sort of the start of their GCSE. They'll hopefully get to know whether they want to stick with the combined science course, which the vast majority of our students do, or perhaps opt to follow the separate science or triple science, as it's sometimes called, course through to Year 10 and 11. And I'll explain more about the difference later. So basically in science, during the year, they will have 3 assessments in line with progress checks in each of their subject areas. And those assessments will obviously be based on what they've learned up to that point. And then as the summer progresses, we'll get to the point where we're able to give them a summer exam, which will be based on all the content they've sort of covered during Year 9. Now, it's really, really important that students really try their best in Year 9, as it is in all years. But in Year 9 in particular, students are in mixed ability groups. And we use how they perform during the year and their progress check data, as well as their performance in the summer exam in particular, to decide on the setting for Year 10 in terms of whether they end up doing a higher or a foundation GCSE. So although that is flexible during their time in Year 10 and Year 11 up to the sort of the point where we have to enter the tier of entry, it's really good to get into the sort of the correct class for their ability at the start of Year 10. How do we assess our students? Well, as I've said, they'll have 3 assessments during the course of the year in biology, chemistry and physics. And along with those assessments, they will have a tracking sheet sort of given to them where they will get sort of feedback there on their mark and what video clips they should watch using a website called mygcsescience.com. So students will basically go through their assessment in class, writing any corrections that they may have in purple pen, and then the teacher will highlight which video clips they want the student to watch as part of their homework, or it may be something that's done initially in school in a computer room if that's possible. And this website is basically a series of online video tutorials with exam questions and multiple choice quizzes, which will hopefully help your child to improve their science knowledge. All students in the school have access to My GCSE Science. It is simply just a case of your child's email address, and the login password is CHS, capital C, capital H, capital S, and they should be able to access that website now. We will highlight a minimum of 2 clips. We might highlight more depending on the student and how they've done, but basically they'll be required to watch those, complete the associated quiz and practice questions, and then they'll have a little retest in class on those areas of weakness to hopefully see that, you know, having spent extra revision time essentially on those, that they can actually improve. And that's sort of the structure we carry forward into Year 10 and again into Year 11 as they move towards their GCSE. So please do have a look at the website, because it's really important that they start to get to grips with that in order to progress through the course. I think it's in February time, students will be making their option choices. Now, for science, that means that students, if they particularly enjoy science, might want to follow separate science courses, or sometimes called triple science. And the difference basically being that when they sit their GCSEs, instead of getting a combined science qualification of 2 grades, they would get a GCSE in biology, in chemistry and in physics, so 3 separate grades. And we recommend that for students who are particularly interested and have a real love of science, that may be the best way to go for them. The majority of our students do follow combined science course, so it's just sort of worth bearing in mind at this stage. However, in year 9 we've planned the curriculum so it's co-teachable, so that no student that moves on to separate sciences in year 10 will be at a disadvantage because they've been following combined in year 9. It's essentially the same content, and then we do sort of the top up of the topic areas during year 10 and 11 where relevant. All the GCSE exams take place at the end of year 11. There's a required practical component, but that is something that students do in school in a lab book, and that makes up 15% of the examinations, where they have 2 exams in biology, 2 in chemistry, 2 in physics. The difference being that triple science, the exams are a little bit longer. How can you support your child at home, and where can you find further information? So basically, I'm sure you've heard that the school uses Show My Homework to set homework and sort of advice on class tests and things. So making sure that your son or daughter can access that is really important. I've already mentioned the website mygcsescience.com. So again, making sure that your child can access that will be great, and that they're sort of getting to grips with how it works. They will also be issued with a revision guide in due course. That revision guide in year 9 is a combined science one. For those who then do triple science in year 10, we swap it over, they bring that one back, and then they get the triple science books issued. That's 3 separate books for those. That's a really good revision guide that we recommend, that students, once it's issued, will keep at home at the moment, so that if they can't use the website, perhaps they can use that instead, or as well as sort of together with the online work they can do using My GCSE Science. Further information, my email address, cconsalvo@corfhills.net. Alternatively, the class teacher's email for further information if you've got any questions or concerns or queries about anything to do with science. And how your child's progressing through the course. You can find also information on the Year 9 curriculum on the school website, and I've included the link there. Okay, thank you.